Thank you for watching this video today. I'm here to talk to you about the reasons that I chose to teach English in South Korea. For those of you that are new to my Instagram account, I am someone who taught English in South Korea for 3 years from 2014 to 2017. And I taught in the city of Daegu, which I believe is the 4th or 5th largest city in the country. But basically, I chose to teach English in Korea after being laid off from a job. And I had always wanted to work in the field of international education and meaningful travel, which is kind of either helping people in study abroad, or meaningful travel is doing tasks related to volunteer abroad, or maybe gap years. So I wanted to get more experience living overseas to make me a more competitive applicant for this type of job. And I chose Korea because I was working contract jobs that didn't pay very well, and I wasn't going overseas with a lot of savings. The TEFL Academy that I got certified through had a really great chart that explained the different countries around the world where you could teach English in. And basically, in a lot of parts of the world, for example, Europe or South America, you kind of break even when you're going there. So the reason I chose Northeast Asia is because it was one of those places where it was easier to save money, and that was my ultimate goal. I wanted to go overseas to get more relevant experience to find a job when I came back to the US, as well as to save some money. So I came back to the US with a bit of a nest egg. I chose Korea ultimately out of the countries in Asia because I had heard that the alphabet was a little easier to understand, that it's a smaller country, but I chose Korea because it was the best option for me. And at the time, they were offering round-trip airfare for applicants that came over to teach. Unfortunately, when I applied, that was kind of a downward trend, and I ended up ultimately getting one-way airfare paid for, which is still great. And those were the reasons I chose Korea in the beginning, were for the ease of learning the language as well as, or at least the alphabet, because Korean grammar is very hard. So I went there to save money, gain work experience. Living in Daegu, I chose Daegu rather than Seoul, which a lot of people know, or Busan, because I didn't want to be in a mega city, but I did want to be in a city. I am from a smaller town where we have to basically get around by car. There is not a lot of public transportation, and I wanted to be in a place where I could have access to a subway, to a bus system, as well as the high-speed train in Korea, which is called KTX. And the high-speed train was great, and Daegu fit all of those boxes. From Daegu, I could get to Seoul, I think, in about 2.5 hours by the KTX train, and you could get to Busan on the coast within 45 minutes, I think. Daegu was the perfect fit for me. I really loved the section of the city I lived in. I lived in the same part of Daegu for 3 years. I did 2 separate jobs there, and it was ultimately a great experience. I did have, of course, down moments there, and I left Daegu feeling like it was my Asian home. If I hadn't brought home my cat, I would be missing Daegu even more. Thanks for watching.